Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Well, for me, it's afternoon. I'm live. Happy to be here this afternoon, sharing another episode of a successful business owner. And I want to highlight specifically her story because she is a professional. She's living in Texas, in the US. And her story, I really resonated with her. So I will bring her in. So I don't make her wait. Hi, Bexy.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good. I'm good and very glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I forgot to mention, I always tell our audience, that I do these little episodes, to highlight a valuable business partner that I met, thankfully, through this online business platform that we're doing. And if anybody is looking for something, leave us your question. If you're watching, wherever you're watching from, let us know. If you have questions, drop them in the comments that you're going to be able to do it depending on the platform you're watching from, and we can answer you back. If you have questions for Bexy or for myself, we're here for that. We're here to clarify any doubts that you might have. And yes, let's get on with the little interview.
Yeah.
Bexy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Again, as you already said, my name is Bexy. I am originally from India. For the past 20 years, I've been in United States, in Texas, with my family. I'm married. We have two boys, and one getting ready for college soon. So that's where we are. And profession-wise, I am a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for almost 24 years. And for the past few years, I've been in the health IT field, working full time. And also, I'm a digital business owner for the past few months.
Wow, so many things on your plate.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I relate to you because I'm also an immigrant. I'm originally from Argentina, and yeah, I've came to Canada many years back, and I upgraded my diploma to Canadian standards and whatnot to be able, to work here as an engineer. But we have goals. Things happen around our lives, so we tend to sometimes need to supplement our resources. In your case, Bexy, what made you look somewhere else? Like, you a nurses, are prestigious. It's a prestigious profession. I know it's very hard. I my hat off for you because the past years haven't been easy. I know how it's been here in Canada, and I assume in the state it's most likely the same. But what made you look for something different?
Yeah. Again, as you said, it's a noble profession. I love nursing. Even when I was in bedside, I enjoyed it. Even now, outside of bedside, is also the job that I do is very interesting. But one thing that came to my mind maybe a few years ago that I've been looking at, actually maybe a year or two ago, that came to my mind is in order for me to continue this, I am trading my time for the money that I'm getting. I have to put my 40 hours. I do have to work at least until I'm 67 to retire with a decent savings for retirement and healthcare benefits and things of that nature. So that means I'm never, after 67, there's hardly any time left. We don't even know if we're going to make it till there, you know? So I really thought about like, maybe something different that I could do where I can find a time freedom, where I can have more time for myself, where working becomes more of a choice. If I want to go and do it, I'll do it because I'm not a person who thinks that I want to be staying home and not do anything. I want to be working, I want to be doing, but that becomes a choice. Right now, it's not a choice. Yes, I am blessed to have a job, but I really wanted to have a plan B in case because I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket. So that's what I thought about and been looking into different options and found this, and I am grateful that I did.
Yes, yeah, and you are correct, 100%. And the more I speak to people, the more I hear about this, and looking a few years back, nobody really thought about having plan Bs, right? We started seeing that, at least maybe some industries, yes, but after everything that happened, many things not many things, everything went on hold for a while, right?
Yeah.
Everybody started thinking plan B, plan B, plan B, what can I do, what can I do? And since everything was like inside, indoors, we weren't going anywhere, our business already existed
Yeah.
in this platform. So it grew, like, it grew exponentially, right?
Yes.
I'm not telling you anything new. It's more
Yes.
for the audience, right?
Right.
It's crazy. But in before, it wasn't like that. People were not thinking on plan B, but the ones who started thinking on plan B definitely started thinking online. What
Yeah.
can I do online? Is there anything to do online? um and yeah, before, it wasn't the norm, to start looking for a plan B. You work for somebody and you were planning to stay there, as long as you could, right? Although jobs are never and were never bulletproof, right? That's not just now, that has never been like that.
Yeah.
But that's the way, we were, traditionally, taught to do that, right? To climb that corporate ladder and
Yeah.
whatnot. But things have made us think differently, and I think, as bad as it was, I think it was still a good thing that we got our, like, a wake up call. Hey, it's good to look for a plan B.
Yeah.
So definitely, yeah, and congrats on taking action, because many people pass by the opportunity, and because of fear or doubts, or maybe non-supportive spouse, whatever the case may be, they walk away from an opportunity that could really, change their perspective, their future, if they learn, how to manage it and how to make it grow. Bexy, being a nurse, were did you have any kind of experience on digital marketing, or on social media managing, before you started? How did you get through that part?
Absolutely not. I just had the basic understanding, managing maybe like, a few things. I had a social media account maybe from 2006 in Facebook. I'm a person who probably post once in 3 years when my picture where the children become really grown and,
Yeah.
people are like, they are grown. Maybe you need another picture there. That's how it was. It was not really that I was very crazy into social media. So once in a blue moon, posting is what I did. I was never a social media savvy. Tech savvy wise, just know the basics, but not really into any detail because I'm after all a nurse. So none of this was my strong points and ever to start. So even when I was looking into different business options, when I was looking into online, because again, I didn't want to go and do for nurses, it's so easy to pick up a shift and go somewhere else and do. So, but I didn't want to do that because I don't want to be there and physically being there because that's again taking extra time off of my
Yeah.
40 hours. So I didn't want to do that. So when I was looking online, I heard this. That's when I heard about this digital marketing and all these digital and marketing and doing this and drop shipping and selling this online. So when all of these came, that was first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, oh, I don't know how people do these. Like if you don't have experience. And when I came across this, that's what really made me comfortable because I was told I have to tell you this. When I was told, I had to trust in that because it's not like I am seeing the training and what is going to happen uh,
Yes.
before. I had to trust in. Let's say you told me, I have to trust in you. And the reason why is because how I came to know is when I look at that, there are people like me. They're real people, like coming across, on the social media. When I reach out to them, I'm able to connect with them, talk to them. So I never feared, like maybe they're faking or anything. So my trust, that leap of faith, was real. So then I was able to see that I was getting training through everything. Um, little short steps in videos, which is
Yes.
beautiful, right? So that actually helped me, even though I didn't have any technical experience. Uh, so that really helped me through getting myself set up because it's a business. You have setup that you need to do. It doesn't just happen just like that.
Hmm.
So it was very helpful that we have a very detailed training website that it takes you step by step. And all you need is open on one side, just do it on the other side, what they're telling you.
Yeah.
So that's how I managed it.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely correct. And I went through the same thing. I had no previous experience whatsoever, but I took, I left my fears aside, my doubts aside, and I jumped right in because I wanted something different, and
Yes.
it was within me
Yeah.
to have that something different. If I would have stayed in my corner, nothing would have happened, and most likely it's always like that
Yeah.
when for everything, right? When you want something different, you have to start doing something different, unless results are going to always be the same.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing with us, because also when you talk about the training, and this is for the people that don't know how this business works. We have very young and tech savvy people joining us, and we have, I don't want to say very old, but bigger people, even retirees who are not working anymore and are not necessarily tech savvy or have had in any kind of computer knowledge prior to this, and they're perfectly capable of running this business as well, because we have a way of showing, and the way of the training is created is really for anyone to be able to follow, as long as you're able to follow instructions, and I repeat myself a lot, because when I say follow instructions, you don't have to read some sort of online Bible. Nothing like that. It's really like Bexy just said, it's short video based models, and that tell you what to do and when to do it. So yes, that's great. Bexy, being a full-time nurse, mom of two boys, how do you manage your time with this business? I mean, how is it very demanding? How do you manage that?
So that actually, when I answer that, that also will say one of the main things that I love about this business, that's the time flexibility. Because I am not a person who can dedicate maybe like 3 or 4 hours a day or anything of that sort. Maybe there are days that I can, maybe a day that I'm off, or maybe weekend I might be able to, but I'm not a person who have, because I have a lot on my plate already. Whenever you have full-time job, you know that 40 hours is taken just like that. And sometimes when you're in a corporate world, you work more than that, even though it says 40 hours, right? So, and other commitments always makes it hard. But what I usually do is I spend an hour a day. And when I say that hour a day, if I'm not able to do certain days, I might push it to the next day or maybe to the weekend. So average of, probably 7 to 10 hours a week that I can put into this. One thing to keep in mind is when you're starting a business, there's definitely more hours that is needed. The first few weeks, because you're setting it up completely. So expect that you might have to put extra hours into it. But once it is set up, your website is good, your sales funnel is done, and all those good things is done, then you're free. Your things are running behind the scene,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
So you only have to do the maintenance work because the big chunk is done, right?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
you're thinking about the return of investment. So that is how it works. So I manage my time very effectively. And also, I can use the pockets of time in between. It's not like you have to dedicate 1 hour completely from start, 0 to 0, but it's more about maybe answering my leads, that I can do on the phone. When do you
Yes.
don't not have the phone with you? It is almost like a part of your body now, right? So you can actually answer the question to your leads, or even reach out to them if they have any questions. It could be maybe sometimes when I am folding my clothes, or maybe when I'm going for my walk, I would listen to the masterminds where I can actually have it all. The trainings can be, maybe it's a team meeting recording. I can just listen to it while I'm doing stuff at home.
Yes.
So make use of things, time that way, in different pockets of time when I can do it. And that's how I manage my time.
Yes, it's great. Yeah, I relate 100% because I do the exact same thing. Definitely. Yeah, working full time, it only gives you a certain amount of time, right? And then there's
Yeah.
families, activities, whatnot. So definitely. And of course, the flexibility, like you said, you have nobody is watching over your shoulder, do
Mhm.
this at this time, and you have
Mhm.
to accomplish this amount of work. It's totally up to you, because yes,
Right.
you are using an online platform, but you own it, and it's entirely yours. So what you do with it, it depends on you. If you have, it's like if you have a store on the corner of your street, nobody's gonna tell you, hey, go open your store. You're gonna want to go because
Yeah.
you want the return on investment, like you said before, right? So
Yeah.
this is exactly the same thing. Bexy,
Yes.
today is Thursday, and we're having our weekly mastermind. Sorry, was not mastermind, but info session or webinar. What would you suggest or advise for anybody who is, curious about this possibility and don't know where to start?
Sure. So I always tell people that uh, time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. So if you didn't already do it, today at least we have to, right? So many people, and I did that too for a little bit because of all the, like you said, all the skepticism in your mind, whether is this right, is this not. But one thing that I've noticed with my life itself is if I don't take one step forward, I'm exactly where I'm going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
not going to be a change. So, for those who are interested in even trying out, one thing that I want to say is we have webinars available Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 days in a week, where you can sign up, which you can access by signing up to the website that you see here on the screen with Julie. And another thing is that you also have it recorded, right? Say, for example, you're not able to do it exactly time that they are offering. You have a recorded session on the landing page that you're going to see. So you will be able to watch it any time of the day, any time of the hour. So when you watch that, that webinar gives you an overview of how our business strategy is. And it also gives you few testimonials from business owners and successful stories. So you will get to see people who are real. And if that interests you, then you move to this next step. The webinar is completely complimentary. If you are interested, then you move to the next step. Nobody forces you into anything without having all your questions answered. So there's nothing to lose. Then why wait?
Thank you so much, Bexy. Thank you. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I'm sure you've inspired somebody. You've inspired me at least. So thank you so much. I wish you a great end of your day there in Texas. Thank you so much. And for everybody else, we are going live tonight at 8 p.m. Oh, and I have a really good partner that's going to be live on. She's part of the Spanish community, Lorena. We've been working on this great project together lately, and she's going to be on the webinar tonight. So if you want to hear her story, she's a Colombian. She's a lovely lady. So I invite everyone to jump in and see it for yourself and make your own decisions and based on what you believe is good for you. So thank you so much, everyone, and see you next week.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Bexy. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.